Thank you for waking up with Happy Ass, where we come together to grow in mind, body, and spirit so we can go out, make the world a brighter and sweeter place to live for ourselves and for others. So glad to hear. You know what? I just thought about something as soon as I said that, ourselves and for others. The thing that we forget in life is we do have to tend to ourselves, then we can tend to others. It's all the process. It's all a part of that balance word. Y'all, I used to get mad when people talked about balance. I used to pure get mad. I get aggravated. You know, I'll be honest with you, Hugh got mad when he saw the stop smoking commercials because it touched something in him. It told him, hey, I need to do that. I think that's what happened with me, balance. When people started talking about balance around me, or my friends way back in the day, people would always give me things about busyness. I get these little books called Little Miss Busy, and and people I know, I think my sister-in-law one time me a book about women who do too much, and every time I turned around, that's what somebody was saying to me, and it really aggravated me because I thought, don't they know I'm working hard? I'm doing what I got to do for my family, blah blah blah. I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear it. So I'll tell you something. I told you the other day a couple of verses that I think it's so funny that these verses are in the Bible, and I had no idea. Maybe I didn't want to know. So let me find them so I can read them to you. And I still can't find the other one that I wrote down that's really, really abrupt. And I thought, oh my gosh. This is one from Ecclesiastes. It says, man should enjoy what he has worked for. It is God's gift. And then the other one that I told you the other day from Psalms, a relaxed attitude lengthens a man's life. I just love that. I think that's so cool. Here's one more. Oh, I love this one. Psalms 127:2. It says, it is senseless for you to work so hard from early morning to late at night. God wants God wants his loved ones to get their proper rest. That is just, did you ever know that? I never knew that. And so this week, the last few days, we've talked about when, and then thinking like when everything settles down, I'll be okay. When the kids graduate, when I get my master's degree. And I used to think that. I used to think, 'cause I went to school, and I see Karen on here. Karen remembers this. I went to school, y'all. Oh my gosh. I went back to college, and it took me 7 years to get my degree because I had to do it between work, 3 children, all those things. I just had to do it as I could. And I was constantly working. I was going to school. I was doing that. And I thought, when I get my degree, when I get finished with school, things will settle down. Guess what? Guess what? Things will never settle down until you settle down in your own heart and your spirit. I loved a message I heard. Charles Swindoll is with a pastor, and he said he went to saw a fireplace, beautiful, beautiful fireplace, old fireplace. I want to make sure I read it right. And he saw it, and it said on the fireplace, it was dirty, and he looked underneath the dirt, and it says, if your heart is cold, my fires cannot warm you. If your heart is cold, my fires cannot warm you. And this is the thing. When we're living an unbalanced life, we just get all crazy inside. Our heart kind of becomes cold, and we kind of react to things instead of respond to things. And I love the story also that Pastor Rick Warren's wife talked about, said that she and her husband both are really bad about maintaining things. They're real good about people, but they're not real good with things. I kind of relate to that. And she said that her tire was about to blow, and the guy at the tire place said, listen, this has got a bald spot on it, and the bigger it gets, the more this balloon underneath here is going to grow, and one day it's going to just blow. And when it blows, it may not just hurt you, it may hurt those around you. And I think that's what happens to us when we have an unbalanced life, when we're living from a state of busyness, just a state of just go, 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 go. We don't take time to nourish our inner life. We don't take time to nourish our soul. We don't take time for balance. Then we sometimes can explode and not mean to. So I don't know. I hope our message this week is just, if you're one of those people that has neglected your inner life, if you've neglected to stoke that inner fire by having time alone with God and resting in His Spirit, in His grace, in His peace. Please take this as your signal to do that now, because you're not special in that. You know, I really did used to think, I'm embarrassed to tell you, but I really thought that they were talking about everybody but me. I thought I had something special. I thought that I was the person who could go without sleep, who could go without eating right, who could go without, I could just do, and not stop and take care of myself. Y'all, that is not healthy. It is not healthy in any fashion. You're not impressing anybody. I wasn't impressing anybody. Everybody knew I was being crazy. I was just being cray-cray, you know? And I don't do that anymore. So what I'm going to ask you right now, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to really think about it. What have you neglected out of your busyness? What are you neglecting right now? And most of the times it's yourself. You're probably neglecting yourself. And you remember, and this was always hard for me growing up. I didn't quite get this. I get it now. There's a part in the Bible that says, and I'm sorry to get all Bible-y on you today, but I thought it was interesting that all these things were there all along, and I hadn't paid attention to all the balance stuff, you know, I guess because I didn't want to see it. You know, I guess what does it say? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I think that's what happened with me. It says that you love others as you love yourself. You love others as you love yourself. Well, if I love others as I love myself, that means I must first have to love myself. And loving myself means that I tend to myself. It means I look at my inner life. It means I live from the inside out, not the outside in. It means I nourish that inner fire. I nourish my soul. And in so doing, I can have this amazing life. My husband used to say at night when he was having trouble sleeping, he would say this prayer. He'd say, God, give me, let the sleep I have be enough. Just let it be enough for what I have to do to move forward with my life. Just let it be enough. And so I heard Rick Warren say this, and he says, I have just enough time to do God's will. I have just enough time to do God's will. You know, so let that stamp on your heart today. I have just enough time. And if I have just enough time to do what I'm put here to do, then I need to take time for rest and nourishment, nourish myself. All right, so here we go. I nourish my inner life. I nourish my inner life. I nourish myself. Loving myself allows me to love others. Loving myself requires that I care for myself. Finding balance in an unbalanced world is not easy, so I do it daily. I live from the inside out. I do things that enlarge my soul. I do things that nourish my inner fire. I tend to my inner fire on a daily basis. I commit my life and my calendar to a God of my understanding, and so it is. So y'all, if you've not been in balance, today's your day. Today's your day to just ask God to help you to get your life in balance. And you'll be so glad you did. You'll be so much happier because this life is not about accomplishments, achievements, and all these things. It's just about falling back in the arms of grace and loving yourself and loving others on a daily basis. Be sweet, y'all. Bye.